Louisiana Beer Reviews presents a taste challenge. Pabst Blue Ribbon, introduced in 1844, renamed Pabst Blue Ribbon in 1903. Same year that Frederick Miller Lager was renamed Miller High Life. Okay, best by January 1st of 2018. It's got the date, guys. PBR versus Old Milwaukee Pinup Girl Beer. Old Milwaukee, it says since 1849. Well, that's when Schlitz Brewing Company was established. Oh, but anyway, yeah, Stars and Stripes. Sort of a World War II series type situation going on. Schlitz introduced Old Milwaukee back in 1934. I know that's the case. That was when the trademark was acquired. And if you look up old advertisements on Yahoo or Google search or Bing, it'll show 1934 labels for Old Milwaukee beer. Different type label. Had an old tavern house on there. But it very clearly says 1934. At some point it was discontinued, I imagine. And then in 1955, they rolled out the modern Old Milwaukee. This is 4.6% alcohol. Pabst Blue Ribbon is 4.74% alcohol. So 4.6 to 4.7, pretty close. They're both adjunct lagers using brewer's syrup, the corn syrup, dextrose, maltose filler. Okay, Carlsberg uses that special Carlsberger yeast is used in the Pabst Blue Ribbon. They say it's a special proprietary yeast, giving it that strange, little odd winey flavor, like wine. Pabst Brewing Company bought Stroh's Brewing Company in 1999, and Stroh's Brewing Company had bought Schlitz Brewing Company in 1982, so that's how that all came under the same umbrella. Okay, brewed at brewery number 7, and this is brewed at brewery number 7. So they're both coming from Fort Worth, right? All right. I have no preference in this, and I would not put anything into this video which would indicate any such preference. Now, when Old Milwaukee came out in 1934 and then later reintroduced 1955, it was the Schlitz budget brand. Pabst always sort of was a budget brand, an economical brand, like, you know, buy this, you'll save money, but it's still really good. So Pabst is like one of the hipster beers today, like the hipster beer. Old Milwaukee is sort of like the not popular at all beer. I found it at a store for $5.99, a 6-pack of the pint cans. Pabst Blue Ribbon I got today, the 6-pack of pint cans for $4.71, so over $1 cheaper. And Old Milwaukee is not even found in this particular town. I had to go into the New Orleans area to get it, and it's spotty out there. Now there was an even cheaper brand. Roll out the Bergie for those go-go chargers. The perfect balance of lightness and flavor. Bergie's got the balance that beer ought to have. Joseph Schlitz Brewing Company, Los Angeles, San Francisco, California. Burgermeister beer. See this thing here? That was, this is from a 1965 San Diego Chargers. Versus Houston Oilers game. And there's it says to Mark from Sid Gilman. My friend Mark used to write letters to these teams like I used to do and say, could you send me any information on your team this year? And back in those days, the coaches would send it to him. College and pro coaches would send it back, and or maybe their PR people, whatever, but they would sign it. But he has a personal handwritten letter from Charles McClendon at Louisiana State University saying, Mark, I wanted to send you the schedule for this year, but it's not quite ready. So I'm sorry about that. We didn't get it prepared yet. We're going to get it to you as soon as possible. I still have that letter he gave me. Because when he moved to Thailand, he gave me all this stuff. So we got a program, game program, and I have a number of those that he gave me, signed by Coach Sid Gilman. All right, now. I mean, they're both golden straw, you know, they look like adjunct lagers, so. Smells a little lemony, a little biscuity, a little yeasty. I think I know what it is, but let's see. Not so much the lemon here. All right, the taste. What about the taste? Noticeable hop bitterness on the back end. Yeast, bread, grain. You know, like your common lager beer flavor. I remember back in the 80s up until the early 90s, you might remember that growing up, all the time, Old Milwaukee was just a common beer around here. Bottles, cans. We don't get the bottles anymore. We used to get the quart bottles till about 12 years ago. But the old TV commercials doesn't get any better than this. You know, showing them camping, or it'd be some men going, they're fishing, or they're having a clam bake, or whatever they're doing. And they're drinking Old Milwaukee. In 1982, they came out with Old Milwaukee Light. There is an Old Milwaukee Ice that you might find around, which is dynamite. Then later they came out with the Swedish bikini team that would start parachuting into the commercials. Like the guys would be sitting around, you know, at the fish fry, saying it don't get any better than this, and then the Swedish bikini team would parachute in. This one's very similar to that, but it has a kind of an odd underneath taste. And Pabst Blue Ribbon does have that strange yeast thing, that yeast strain. Like this, it gives it that wine taste. It's hard to tell. It's so similar. Well, if that's the case, why would I pay $5.99 for Old Milwaukee? I can get the same thing from Pabst for $4.71. It wouldn't make a whole lot of sense, would it? So obviously I would not. And that's usually the price I've seen. If and when I ever see it, $5.99. Pabst Blue Ribbon usually around $4.99 or less for the same 6-pack of pint cans. Both delightful for, you know, the class that they are, the American Adjunct Lager. Light bodied, crisp finish. Which one is better? It's a tie in quality. Tie, straight tie. I would like to drink either one. Kansas City Southern Railroad coming through. I don't think there's much difference, but I don't even know if I can tell the difference, but I think this is Old Milwaukee here, I think. PBR. Okay. Old Milwaukee. Alright, so thought I'd be able to tell them apart. Looks like I thought wrong. I mean, but they are so dang close. Almost the same calorie count, nearly identical alcohol by volume. The recipe, I doubt, is terribly different. So in this case, obviously, I would recommend shopping price. If you can't tell them apart, or I couldn't. Now, when I started drinking beer in 1996, usually maybe the Old Milwaukee was a little cheaper, but I mean by pennies per ounce. I mean, in 1996, if you bought a 6-pack, let's just say the regular size 12-ounce cans, Old Milwaukee might have been $1.99, and Pabst might have been $2.50 or $2.39, $2.29, something like that. Because you could still get 6-packs for $1.99. Falstaff was one. Schaefer and Pabst, Old Milwaukee. They're all in kind of the same area there on that kind of price range, and then it started to creep up. And you could get the suitcase of Schaefer. That was always like the really cheap one. You could get suitcases. They call it the Weekender. 24 cans, 12-ounce cans for $7.98, and natural ice was always the same price, $7.98. I don't know about Falstaff because I never saw suitcases, just the 6-packs. It was always $1.99 until it disappeared from the planet. Alright, so thank you for watching this taste challenge. Let's see next. How about Old Milwaukee versus Schlitz? It's Creator. Old Milwaukee versus Schlitz. Thanks for watching this video production.